Hey guys, and welcome to the first video in this new series, which will be showing you how to effectively make money on an Iron Man. This is probably the easiest of the three methods to do from scratch, as the only skill requirements are at least 60 agility or 60 strength, as well as level 21 magic. In terms of the minimum item requirements, you're going to need a Saradomin item such as this Monk's Robe, a Zamorak item such as this Zamorak Robe, and a method of killing level 3 imps. My preferred method is ranged, so for at least a short bow and some bronze arrows. Or you can also take magic and cast something such as Fire Strike or even Wind Strike if you must. Or just take your fists and punch them, or a sword, anything to kill them with really. You'll also need to bring, at a minimum, 1 nature rune and 3 fire runes to cast low alchemy with. As for the recommended skill requirements, I would suggest having at least 40 to 50 hit points, because especially when you first get in, you can be rapidly hit 10 to 15 damage in multi-combat area. I would also suggest 71 Hunter, and I'll show you why that is in just a moment. I would also suggest having at least 50 plus range for the most effective and fast killing of the creatures. With the items, I would suggest bringing Ava's Accumulator, iron or steel arrows, glory with at least 1 charge on it, as well as a higher level short bow such as maple. Maple is my preferred because, as you can see here, if I die it doesn't protect over the Ava's Accumulator, whereas if you were to bring a magic or yew short bow, you will keep that over the Ava's Accumulator. Moving now to the inventory, you're going to want to bring more alks than just the 1. Obviously for high alks the ratio is 5 fire runes to every nature rune, and also an infinite box with, it doesn't really matter if it's got 1 or 2 charges or even empty. And you're also going to want to bring a pretty decent amount of healing food. It can really be anything, but obviously the higher healing food you have, the longer you're going to be able to last. So once your gear and your inventory are all set to go, you're going to want to run up to the Wilderness Obelisk, the teleport, that's sort of in between. It almost makes a triangle with Varrock and Edgeville and the Obelisk. So we're going to run up there now. Once you're at the obelisk, you're going to want to come and activate one of the obelisks, then run into any of these squares here that are encompassed by the 4 obelisks, and you'll begin teleporting around. As usual, the rule applies that the one you actually want to get to is the one you're never going to get, but you do want to try and get, I'll show you the portal when we get to it. It's level, no, it's not this one. We'll just keep hopping around until we get there. So it's this portal here in level 27 Wilderness. You'll probably be able to see a little icon up in your map up here. This is the dungeon entrance, so you're going to want to run towards here. And just enter the cave. Once you've entered the cave, if you have both 70 agility and strength, I would suggest coming down this way, past the jutting wall. If you only have 60 strength, you're going to have to go this way, and up. There's a boulder just up here that you can move, but if you have both, I would suggest going down here. So you're going to want to slip past the jutting wall, and then walk up to this crevice. Don't go through it yet. If you have it, you're going to want to activate Protect from Missiles, enter the crevice, and run upwards. So you're going to be hit by some spiritual rangers and some other monsters. You're going to want to run straight towards this little alcove in here. It's the sort of the one with the indent. Basically, if you stand anywhere in here, you won't get hit by anything as long as you have a Zamorak item on. Once you're here, you're going to want to avoid running too far north, south, or west effectively. So the idea is you want to stay in, I'll show you, basically anywhere from, if you take the corners of that little alcove to about here, that's pretty much going to be a safe zone. Anywhere in this general area you're also going to be pretty safe, but there is a couple of orcs that you're going to want to be careful for. Yep, just there, especially if you're low hit points. And the ogres, if they're usually fighting werewolves, but sometimes they can wander in and give you a little hit. You're also there's a spiritual warrior, band of spiritual warrior over here who's currently in combat, but he often lurks around this sort of area here. And if you're out too far around here, he can come and hit you, and he can hit you quite hard, and there's no way to fight back unless you have the Slayer level required to kill them. So now that you're here, you're basically just going to want to kill the imps. There's going to be 2 imp spawns. The first one is going to be just here, and the other one is around about here. Oh, how's that for some luck? Our very first drop is an Ecumenical key. So this is the one drop that you're looking for. It's dropped with the same chance by each monster in the dungeon. It's 1 in 50 chance if you haven't got a key. Once you get a key, if I were to try and get another one, it's going to be a 1 in 60 chance, and if I get 2, it's a 1 in 70 chance. But what I'm going to want to do now is cast high level alchemy on it. It's going to ask me if I want to alch it because it's considered valuable, and I'm just going to hit yes. And as you can see, that's 61,500 coins right there. So now the drop rate is set back to 1 in 50. Now the reason we bring this imp in a box is so that we can use our cash stack on it and it will be sent straight to our bank. This means that if we run into PKs, because it is in the wilderness, that we won't lose all our money in our progress. All we'll lose is a magic box, which is 700 coins, a few natures, a few fire runes, and this gear, which is mostly pretty easy to get a hold of. I do want to stress, once again, this is in the wilderness, so as per usual, if you're entering the wilderness, don't bring anything you're not prepared to lose. You never know when you might accidentally skull someone disguised, or if you accidentally misclick. So yeah, don't bring anything you're not prepared to lose. And obviously, if you have an Amulet of Glory, that is quite a difficult item to get on Iron Man. Be careful, you are effectively risking it. So that's basically all there is to this guide. Just be careful, work out the areas you can wander, because you can go out of that little area I said. The more, the further out you get, the more dangerous you are. Another thing I like to do is, if you see monsters like this getting into a battle, kill the one that you think is going to die first. Use your common sense with that, obviously. So if they were even health, you'd probably want to kill the werewolf because the orc's higher level. However, you saw the orc was on much lower health, so I opted to kill that one. There's a werewolf and an ogre that usually fight around here. They're my favourite to hit. And just wait for the implings to respawn. As I said, one spawns here, and one spawns around up here. There's also a third spawn, but it's I think it's off past this rock somewhere. And you do risk getting hit by stronger creatures such as Aviances and Spiritual Warriors if you run up to there. So yeah. Oh, one other thing I do need to show you is why you only bring 1 imp in a box, but lots of alchs. So once you've used all your imp in a box, you do need 71 Hunter to do this, but you can just activate your magic box. I usually activate it in the middle here because it's about halfway between the 2 impling spawns, and you're just going to wait for the implings to spawn. If you want as well, the implings often drop beads, so you can pick up a bead and use it on the magic box to bait it, and that's supposed to attract them. And I have confirmed with John C that does, in the code, it does actually work, and it does affect the chances of the imps coming to your magic box. But usually, because it's close to their spawns and there's 2 of them, they'll usually wander in pretty quick. We'll just see here. I have 85 hunters, so a fail is actually quite rare. Like, they usually get caught. Here we go. Which one's going to go in? There we go. So now he's caught in the magic box, and you start jumping up and down, and you'll see it. And you retrieve it, you get a bit of hunter experience, and you'll have an imp in a box too again. And you can just keep doing this as many times as you need to. That's about it for this video guide, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you make absolute bank off this. In my opinion, this is the best of my money making methods that I've come across yet. Although, yeah, it is the best. We'll say it's the best. It's the most convenient, the quickest, and yeah, it's my favourite. So if you did enjoy this video, if it did help you, please do leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you've got any suggestions, any improvements, or any of your own tips to this guide. Obviously I'm not perfect, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.